underhanded.
Man.
Just come to war with us.
Yeah, just be a man, you know. This devil's none of that, man. He's gonna try to be slick in any type of way, man, to try to take you Jakes over, man. He's been doing it. You know?
Yeah, man, right?
Isaiah, Psalms 10. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, "He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong. He hath said in his heart, the Most High hath forgotten. He hideth his face, he will never see it."
Dude, like you said earlier, through process of elimination, who's the poor?
Yeah.
The majority of the poor are these people on this side.
Yeah. In
All
the
right?
world.
In the world.
Yeah.
So, hey, his eyes is privileged set against the poor.
Look at Haiti right now.
Yeah.
Why are they in such a big uproar? And who are they calling to get to basically, you know, leave, get the fuck out of here? We don't want you here. They're calling on basically for Russia to get rid of Western imposed governments that's over there. You know, these Edomite, you know, top people that's over there.
It's a classic play. They bomb a country, they destroy a country, and they bring their government in on that land to rebuild. Now they've established themselves in that land now.
Yeah, but it's witchcraft because the people that in that country are looking at them like they actually come here to help. These people are for us. When actually they were, like your brother said, they were the ones that caused your distress, caused your anguish, caused your country to be war torn.
Yeah.
You know. That's that witchcraft that this devil has put throughout the four winds of the world to make you think that he's for you and he's a good man and he's behind any and everything that's wicked in this world, even the wickedness of our people. He pushes that shit.
Yeah, that's why it says in Malachi that he would be the border of wickedness. Everywhere he has power and control, where he's predominant, it's nothing but wickedness. It's lawless there.
Right.
I did a lesson on it a couple of days back, where it shows all the countries that are anti-LGBTQ. And there was a lot of list of countries that ain't with that shit, but they all are predominantly Eastern countries.
Right.
They're mostly African countries, and like East Asian countries. Most of the Caribbean, but the countries that was not listed were all Western countries, which is all run by Edom.
Right.
That shows you right there, man. He's the border of wickedness. You know, everywhere you find this devil, it's gonna be lawlessness. It's gonna be degeneracy. It's gonna be disturbance. It's gonna be war.
Okay. I looked up that word border, and it's H1366, and it says Gibol, and it says border or territory enclosed within a border. It says region or territory of darkness. Ooh, shit.
Yep, and that's what it is, lack of wisdom.
Okay.
And this is Babylon is that place of darkness.
Yep.
It says that in Job, where the light is as darkness, without order.
Valley of shadow of death.
The shadow.
Because who's in power? The rulers and darkness of this world, man. You know?
What was that, Joe?
Wait,
all the people are in darkness because they following after the devil, the serpent. You know? He the one that told you that, good was evil and evil was good.
Yep.
So you're gonna put darkness for light and light for darkness. You know? Telling these children
They can change their gender.
yeah, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal.
Having drag queens in children's schools, reading them books, having strip, taking them to most strip clubs and stuff, man.
And here's the coldest part, that these young kids got it in their mind and want to change it surgically, but who's the surgeons doing it?
Yeah.
They're getting benefited off of these surgeries.
Yeah. Oh, and another thing, you know, because it listed all those Middle Eastern countries too.
Mhm.
All those Middle Eastern countries, because we know they, for the most part, they practice Islam. So they're not with that. But you know, one of the only Middle Eastern countries that wasn't listed,
Yeah.
the land of Israel.
Yeah, it makes
I
sense.
think maybe Pakistan might have been on that. Might not be on the list.
No, that was in there.
Nah, Pakistan not with that
They
shit.
ain't with that shit over there.
A lot of them
All
Middle
them countries
Eastern
over there,
they're not with that.
they ain't with that, bro. But one of the only Middle Eastern country that was not listed in that video was that place, the land of Israel. Because the land of Israel is now the border of wickedness.
Yeah.
Because that lifestyle promotes this lawlessness, not just amongst their men, but amongst their women. And that shit is completely out of order over there in the Middle East. That's what they're fighting for now. You got wars in Iran, you got women out there fighting with, not fighting, but so-called fighting for rights and shit, protesting. They're not with that shit.
Taking their hijabs off and shit.
Yeah. You should. I seen a thing where it was like there was a graduation and the girl had her hijab off, and you know they come up to get their diplomas.
Yeah.
The guy just threw that shit on the table. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. You know. But that's that Babylonian wine that this devil has been pushing
That's the West.
throughout the four winds of the world, where these nations, they like, man, we're not with this shit.
And that movie
They gon-
Black Adam, I watched that yesterday. It highlights Esau wickedness.
Okay.
You know how they go from country to country trying to impose their power on people. You know,
Philosophies, democracy.
Anybody else still reading? I got some.
Yep.
Psalm 73. Psalm of Asaph. It says, I'll start in verse 3. It says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. And that Dave Chappelle, in his comedy special, he said he don't like that movement because he's jealous of that alphabet movement, which is pushed by Amalek. And you know, said because they're what do you say, second-class citizens until they gotta be white.
Right.
You know, and that's how they play the game. So they can still be a second-class citizen until they need it. So you, the most persecuted, send them out there until you in power. You know. So
And Pete, their hand
you got
behind
money.
their hand behind the LGBTQ movement.
Yep.
Who's behind the civil rights movement?
Yep. It's them.
That was them.
Who's behind the?
Who's behind Bayard Rustin?
Right.
Who's behind? Who wrote MLK's "I Had a Dream" speech?
Yeah.
They had their hand in that, man. And this one, Jake folded and thought that they had a fucking like they really thought that they had a fucking friend who was gonna come over and save the day.
White allies is what they call them. Yeah.
They thought they had an ally, man.
They thought they was equal.
They joined hands with the devil. And what came from that? Feminism,
But see what happened was
women's liberation.
Yep.
You have the civil rights. You have the civil rights movement. But that birthed
Keeping your kids.
the
Yeah.
rainbow.
The Mo movement.
Yeah.
When you talk about that Aaron Russo, what's the graphic dude's voice, man? That's him. Got billions he got to pay.
Alex Jones.
Bill
We
Hicks.
had that we had that conversation. He even said it keeps them out of the school, the parents out of raising their own kids, puts the kids in the school to be indoctrinated, and then now they got to pay more taxes. This was a scheme.
all
He said,
set
man,
up.
that's messed up. Why would you do that? He said, man, what do you care?
Yeah.
That sound like that.
The Rockefellers.
Yeah,
That was the
Rockefellers.
Rockefellers.
But the whole civil rights is, in my opinion, was when a lot of the older people around that age, our parents, that's when they folded.
Yep.
And that's when they just said, okay, you know, let's be like unto this man. He's giving us rights.
Let's integrate.
It's integrate. Con. And they just and they
fucked us up.
yeah.
Fucked us up.
Fucked up their kids, which are us now. Some of us, you know, and then
Now look at our kids.
right, exactly. What did that lead to? All these degenerates now.
Your Proverbs 12 and 26, somebody. That was something we was never supposed to do.
Right.
That was something we was never supposed to do. We was not supposed to come together.
I'm gonna quote it when King David was like, I wouldn't have them to lay with the dogs in my flock.
Well,
That was a joke.
No, Salaki, Job. Right, yeah, Salaki. Why? Because he knew they were perverting. They
Right.
perverting the situation. You integrate with them, their wicked ass spirit rubs off on you.
And how low they are.
Yep.
He said that because they're that low.
Hey, and
They're fouler than the earth.
And during that integration, what did that allow this devil to do? Get close to us.
Yep.
So they could, like you said, integrate and change things and change our ways of life, change our ways of thinking to really destroy us.
They figured out a way to get close to us to get to our women.
Yep.
Yeah.
Break our family down.
Because what happened
Same thing.
in the garden,
During the
The
civil rights.
spirit.
Adam
The
was
spirit,
never
bro.
supposed to allow
Right.
Eve
Spirit.
to get close to the serpent.
Right.
The serpent managed to get close to Eve and
God
beguiled her
took us
and,
all
and,
down.
and destroyed her.
Just
We
about to
fell.
say that,
We
bro.
fell. And through her came
We
the
all
beginning of
died.
sin, and we all died.
Yep.
That was like a reenactment of that in the '60s.
Kind.
That's
Civil
how,
rights.
that's how the Most
She
High
bought
works,
into
too.
that.
Yeah.
She bought into the
Women's
Chill.
lib and
And that's
suffrage.
what's
She bought
still
it.
really
She ate
pushing
a-
that women's lib. Men that are conquered by women and women.
Hey, Proverbs 2, and somebody also get Proverbs 23. We're not supposed to eat the bread of him to have an evil eye.
Yep.
She chowed down on
Yeah.
that bullshit that they was feeding her.
Hey, the slave time, she was getting stuff from the master's house when she did a business for the master.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And so it was perverting, he was perverting her as he was sexing her down. Then she go back and send that to the household.
At one point, it was almost at the beginning. It was she was fighting it, but eventually she began to get comfortable in Master's house and in his company.
Yeah, sure.
and began to take advantage of the benefits that she was, this devil was giving her.
She
The
began-
same thing today.
She began to desire it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because I'm about to bring back food for my kids.
Yeah.
I'm about to get some.
I got.
My husband tired as hell. You know? Cold-blooded game.
You got it?
Proverbs 23 from the top. When thou sittest to eat with the ruler, consider diligently what is before thee, and put a knife to thy throat. And put a knife to thy throat, if thou be a man given to appetite. Be not desirous of his dainties, for they are deceitful meat.
That's
Deceitful meat. He gave Eve some deceitful meat.
You get to rock 12.
So that whole civil rights, that whole women's lib, that third, fourth wave feminism, that was all deceitful meat. Because you ate it and it felt good, it tastes good, but look how you're looking.
Look at the
You're
end result.
terminally ill now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was toxic.
It's like the JAB.
Yeah, kind.
It was
like-
toxic.
Yeah.
It's fucking killing you.
Right. Like the
Now you're the least desired. Now you're the least married.
Out of wedlock.
Now your family structure is totally broken.
You're the leader in horror culture.
Yeah, most definitely.
stock culture.
Yeah,
Stock
when it
culture.
used to be the Edomite woman.
Right.
Yeah.
You've overtaken her.
The
in that.
Edomite woman is still a
Generous.
big slut, but
You
she's
done taken
overshadowed by the Israelite woman.
Our women.
How does that go?
You talking about Jeremiah 5:28?
Is that what it
They're
says?
waxing fat, they're overpassed the deed to the wicked.
They overpass. Overpass the deeds of the wicked, man.
It is. I think it was a little more though.
Verse 4. Labor not to be rich. Cease from thine own wisdom.
And you know what? That goes with what you were reading. I was envious when I
Yeah,
saw
I
the
feel bad
prosperity
too.
of the wicked, because that's what our people, they see the riches that this devil has and the way he lives, and they want to adhere to his lifestyles and his ways of life and his philosophy, because they think that gain is their godliness. They think that shit, this devil could do it. I'm smarter than him. I look better than him. I'm more
I got
athletic
more
than him.
style,
I got more
flavor.
style.
Yep.
I could do it better than him. And what do? It ends up being a trap and a snare, because you lay in the bed with this devil and want those things, the glory, the money, the fame like this devil has, and you're tied to that. You can't shake it. You can't, it's just a trap ultimately.
That's why it was beautiful when he said, and they put the knife to thy throat.
Yeah.
Because now you got to make